So today's session is more about not going through the general uh, terms and condition of what is a career growth. We have already done a session while ago on the roles and responsibilities, how you can grow, and so on and so forth. But here, I mean, in my last year, 2024, which has been a great year for myself and for the entire community, right? We never thought that we would get past being a community where we were doing some free sessions to actually doing an event, which was like a huge leap. My plan was maybe it'll take me 2 3 years to reach to that point, but thanks to everyone, each and every community member, sponsors who supported us, the team, the admins, the volunteers who have supported. So I really want to thank each and every one of them. That as a community we grew from a WhatsApp group to actually doing an event. So kudos to all of you. And this is again just a beginning. So that is one of the thing. The other thing was I actually started doing sessions, free sessions, paid sessions through a platform. But now we have created our own platform where we will continue doing the same thing. Now, over there, I connected, I think last year I connected to around 150 professionals. Okay. And there are so many insights that I have got from the entire discussion, connecting to each one of you, knowing the gaps, knowing the myths that I used to hear. Yes, 10-15% of the entire folks that I connected have taken the next steps. Few tried, stopped, few did not try, which is human tendency, based on their own pace, based on their own way, looking at their uh, the free time or looking at their priorities, because everyone is working. They need to find out time, right? So not everyone is able to do, but anyone who did, it's commendable that you have taken the first step. Okay. So today's session, I want to go and discuss uh, some of the takeaways that I've got from those and share it with all of you, right? Some of the practical tips, not just talking about how you do, but then show you some of the plans. And the key takeaway from this session, for all of you from my side, would be is I want everyone, right? At this time, I'm not saying 10%, 2%, everyone, whether you're working in a product company, SI company, any domain, to take that action. Okay, I know. I think Atul had shared this. Correct me, Atul, in one of the session where you have gone through some of the sessions that we had already done, and based on that session, you were able to clear the interview, right? I remember it few months ago. I may be wrong, but then you can correct me,
Yes, 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 Rabi.
right?
Yeah, you are right.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks to my
Thank.
memory. So, but then I remember this was almost like 5 6 months ago, right? When you joined the session,
Yeah,
and then
I think it was on the day of the Sahara.
oh, okay,
You
okay.
mentioned we got the like you mentioned the word some like we win the on the evil something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Yeah.
winner. Yeah. So on
So
that day, like I got multiple offers by watching your all the videos that you have uploaded on YouTube. I also like joined the community and learning a lot of things by like following all the links that they provide for and explore all the things. So yeah, after that, I was also working in different domains before that. So yes, your videos help me a lot to achieve these positions, and currently others company also approaching me to like join back in my company, so I'm little confused. So for that I will like take a separate session with you, so yeah, we'll discuss that.
okay, thank you very much. So here we have a live example of what you can do if you just focus on skill development. Okay. So yeah, before this, I just want some help. Maybe Sushant, are you on your laptop, or Santosh, anyone of you?
Sorry, Ravi. I
No,
don't have that right now.
No,
no,
right? Anyone who's in the laptop, I'll just make you the host so that you can allow people while I'm sharing the screen, or else I may miss.
Maybe Ravi, I can do it, Ravi.
Okay, okay, sure. I'll
I'm on
just
both mobile as well as desktop.
okay.
Yeah, I
So I'll
can.
just make you the host. So, which is your ID where I can make you the host? Is this the one which you're
Yeah,
talking through?
that's a one. That's a one. Yep.
Okay. So thank you very much, Santa. So I've made you the host. I'll just share my screen and we can go from there. Okay. So I hope everyone can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. First, let's talk about career growth and skill development. And this is again, as I said, across for all the IM learners. There is no domain specific discussions that we are going to have. And I felt starting of the year, I should not just talk about one domain, but then tell everyone what and how they can plan their 2025. Again, I may come back 2026 Jan and then tell you, okay, out of 50 people, only 25 took action. What should we do for the next 25? Okay, but at least my goal is to kind of put that thought across everyone's mind, because these are exactly the things that I have done in my career, because of which at the experience of, let's say, 9 year, I was a senior architect. At the experience of 8 years, I was offered the role of a system engineering manager. So a lot of things happened with me, and the primary reason is again how I was planning my career, how I was um, kind of focusing on my skill development. And it is the same thing even now, right? It's not like I've stopped doing it, but now I have more responsibility because, as I said, last year I spoke to almost 120 or even more than that. I really cannot go blank in front of them, so I have to go back. If someone says I want to kind of look for guidance on CyberArk, I have to make sure that I'm aware of CyberArk, right? I cannot be like, okay, it comes under PAM, but I don't know. Let me connect. I really cannot do that. So now it's a pressure, and thanks to the community, thanks to the learner who wants to connect to me. So without any further delay, and I really want this to be a very interactive session. So let's make it interactive. First, I want to hear from some of you, why do we need to do career growth and why skill development is required? Let's start with career growth. Why career growth?
It
Maybe
gives us motivation to work, to learn things, and also to survive in the society, to earn more,
Earn more,
grow
yes.
ourselves.
Yes,
Yeah,
career growth. You'll get better lifestyle.
better
I
Better
hope
lifestyle. Yeah,
opportunities.
better opportunity. I mean, if you get uh, good, better opportunity, automatically your career has grown, right? So better opportunity is the outcome of career growth. When do
Yes.
you say you have got career growth? When you are getting better opportunities, right?
Okay.
Anything else?
Yeah, there's a
maybe
sense of
I may not want to repeat the same kind of a work for a longer time, so I want to add new area of
Mhm,
work, so that way also it really adds value. Maybe during my early years, maybe my
mhm,
contribution is to a particular line of code or a particular module.
mhm.
So then if I add my new skills, then I can expand my impact to the business or to the customer. Yeah, that's how I
Thank you.
look at it. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Santa. Anyone? Yes.
Yeah,
job satisfaction.
yeah,
Mm, that is one
Ravi.
important thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
job.
and
yeah,
self exploration also. We will be able to know that where are our expertise. Sometimes we get stuck in a particular domain, and then
Hmm.
if we do not keep on learning, do not keep on improving ourselves.
Exploration,
So self,
improvement.
yep,
Hmm.
yeah, Ravi.
both
From my
Yes.
personal experience, like what I've observed, right? If
Mm-hmm.
I am keep doing same work as Santa sir said, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing keep doing same work, our brain stops growing. Like there is no challenges, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if we start doing same job for a certain period of time, our brain gets that pattern and it doesn't want to grow, it so it's kind of becomes stagnant, right? We are stagnant at same thing. So I want to have regular challenges in my career. So yeah, that's my take on this.
Okay, one question here. And again, I'm just trying to make it interesting. How long are you going to challenge your brain? And this is not for Pankaj, this is for everyone. What is your thought on that? Let's say initially 10 years, 15 years, the in the first phase, right? First or till the mid phase. This is a very good point for people who are constantly looking for growth. Like you really want to challenge yourself. Every day you get up and you find a purpose, you find challenging tasks. Very good. That is what will make people go from what they are to take up good responsibilities, right? And take challenging roles. But how long can someone do that? Any
Um,
thoughts on that?
maybe Ravi, I was told that till we stop our breath, I think we should continue. No. So
Yes,
I've been very serious about it. I've been
Mhm.
very
yes,
open.
yes. So
Any, yeah.
Ravi, there is a famous movie, right?
Hmm.
Uh, Dangal. There was
Hmm.
the title song of that movie. So it
Hmm.
says, "माँ के पेट से है मरगट तक तेरी जिंदगी दंगल दंगल."
Yes.
Right.
Hmm.
So I would echo Santa sir voice, whatever he said. So
Okay.
from
Okay.
our mother's womb till our deathbed, our life is like a struggle. So
Hmm.
it's a part of life, I would say.
Agreed. Agreed. Any other new perspective? The newcomers, what do you think? I know, I mean, Santa sir has, I mean, he is a great uh, experience professional, right? Working from a very long time. Pankaj has also been there from a long time. But I really want to hear insights from people who have like maybe a year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 years experience. What is your perspective? What is there in your mind? And even if it is wrong, right, we just need to know because this will help people get perspective or it will also change people's perspective. So any thought?
Yes, Ravi,
Yeah. Uh,
I need to add one more point
Mm-hmm.
that I heard today itself that we need career growth and skill development for recession proof, for becoming recession proof.
Mm. Yeah.
I
Okay.
think it's career development can also be for like the personal development. Like initially for a certain time, like let's say like maybe for 15 years, you can
Mm-hmm.
concentrate on like whatever the tool that we are working on, and after that, uh, we will be sharing maybe like developing our personality and sharing our experiences to the people who are just starting or whatever the mistakes that we are committed.
Mm-hmm.
We can just develop in that way.
Okay. So you're
There
saying
should
at a
be
certain
continue.
stage, push
Yeah,
yourself, get to a
pushing
certain
yourself.
level. After
Yeah,
that, kind of mentor and coach people
yeah,
so that
kind of
you,
mentor. Yeah, yeah,
okay, okay. So instead of you pushing more in your growth, you kind of
yeah.
reach a position
More,
and
yeah,
from there try to bring
motivating
more
others.
people like you. Okay, okay. This is
Yeah, yeah.
again a great perspective. Thank you very much, Santosh. Thank you. Uh, anyone who wants to add?
Ravi, I have a point.
Yes, yes,
Just
please.
it's my opinion that like it will give me a sense of satisfaction that like
Mm-hmm.
I've done something and I'm trying to approach something new every day or like
Mm-hmm.
time to time. So there are a lot of things happening in the solution also. I mean professional life also, personal life also. So the moment like we start embracing that fun, we are in a better stage to control like what happens in front of us. So it's mostly like a sense of like satisfaction like we will have. Obviously, the financial benefit is always there. So that's my opinion.
Okay. Great, great. Yes, I mean definitely there will be. It's basically saying that if you are constantly improving, first of all, that leads to us mostly being recession proof. If we are recession proof, we are able to get the right role, be at the right place at the right time, with the right skill, right level of roles, right? And eventually, what that would help us is constantly you're growing, constantly your financial condition is improving, your quality of life is improving. So all are interlinked. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
But thank you very much, everyone. So Now moving on to this is like why do we need career growth and skill development, right? One very important question I feel people might be I feel people might be confused, but let's discuss that. Okay. What is the difference between career growth and skill development? Are they same, first of all? Are these two same?
No, not really. Not really. Both are
Yeah.
different, but it
Okay,
is
so let's
Kind
interrelated,
of
obviously. Like the
depending on
skill,
one each other.
so what is why do people do career growth? Let's do a difference chart here.
To move from one position to other position.
Okay, professional jump, right? Career jump. Okay.
And personal life jump as well. With time, we have more responsibilities. We need more money to survive for our
Financial.
children, for ourselves, financial stability, I'd say.
Okay. Okay. And
Career growth is required basically for to take more
I think
response.
financial will come in both the things. Like if we develop our skills, then also I think we can able to improve our financial.
yes, yeah, partly. Okay.
Yeah, like partly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
someone was saying, right? Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah,
Sushil,
Sushil. Yeah.
yeah. Career growth means basically required to ready to accept new challenges, responsibility, and all this. For that, career growth also required.
Career growth is required to take up the challenges.
Yes.
But why you need career growth? Like, or what? Sorry, here we are discussing about the differences. What do you see difference between career growth and skill development? So, skill development does not guarantee professional jump.
Yeah.
Yes, no. It does, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it
It helps
does.
you. Huh? It
But
does
it
not.
can also like not professional but personal.
Yes, this is professional and personal.
Yeah.
But then if you change your career, are you not growing personally also? Let's say you get from a company, SI company, to a product company. Here you were a, let's say, an engineer. Here you became a lead. Will you not have a better personal life here? Because this is a product
Yeah.
company. You have a fixed time. Here you may have to work with multiple customers. So what is the main difference here? How many of here wants career growth? They can raise their hand here.
I think it depends upon like with the skill development. Once you
Mm-hmm,
have a
I
skill
mean
development,
everybody
then
mostly
I would
I
say.
think
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
everybody wish to improve their career growth rate.
Yes, that means we need good job, we need better package. This is career growth, right? Good roles, work from home, better company. Isn't this career growth,
Yeah.
right? This is
Yeah.
career growth. But again, as I said, a lot of this is coming from my finding, which is a reality also, is everyone wants career growth. Mostly everyone. You go and ask anyone, do you want to change your job? Yes. Do you want 80% hike? Yes. Do you want a company that gives you work from home, better company, product company? Yes. Okay. Strangely, based on my uh, meetings or discussion, what I've seen is if you ask the same question here, let's say, do you want to learn Okta? Do you want to learn SailPoint? Do you want to put 3 months of effort? Do you want to put 2 months of effort? How many do you think if I ask 100 people, if I ask 100 people here, mostly 100 people will say yes, right? I don't think anyone will say that they don't want a career growth. But here, what do you guys think? Based on your own, maybe you would have asked someone or you would have encountered, how many out of 100 people will say, yes, I want to sit and learn,
Very few people.
I'll
right?
say
I
maximum
mean
people will say I
everybody.
want,
S-
but few people will
40
do
to
that.
50.
Right? Again, based on
Mm.
my experience, my data when I did was 20% of the people who actually took action. And as I said, only 10% are able to further take it. So now you all tell me, the first thing is that's my observation is skill development is a subset of career growth. You can
Yeah.
never get a career growth if you do not focus on skill development. Period. Anyone who can tell that, okay, Ravi, I want to, I have done my career growth, but I never learned a new language or I have never learned a new tool. I never had to learn anything, but still I got a promotion from one role to another. Can anyone say that?
No.
No.
But the reality is, people do not focus on this, but they aspire for this. You all agree with this?
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
So in today's session, we'll be more focusing on skill development because again, career growth, you can Google, go to ChatGPT, how to do career growth. The first thing is learn from here, learn from there, learn from this, learn from that. Go do networking, go find out this people, that people. Yes, but eventually, everyone is saying that if this is you in 2025, your growth should be like this in 2024, and this may be taking time. These are more of the preparatory phases, but certainly there'll be a boom. And this graph is where you have actually improved yourself because of some skill that you have added. So that's what I'm saying. Today's session is not about to tell you 5 points on how you can do a career growth. Everyone knows that. But to tell reality that a lot of people here also maybe would have been thinking that yes, they need career growth. This is the career growth. That is career growth. But how often you know that if you don't do skill development, there is zero career growth. But still people try. And then what happens? People will again come to me or come to some of the mentors friend and they say they are not getting jobs. I am there is very less opportunities. My resume is not getting selected. I'm giving multiple interviews, but still we are failing. Right? So these are some of the situations that I have seen. Now, the only reason why all of this is happening is because no one is focusing on skill development. There is a template like, and then people who had some knowledge in 2020, they will make a 4 year resume. Okay. And then 2024 also, same set of skills they'll be applying here. Okay. Now, again, the only thing that has remained consistent here is the skill. There is nothing changed here. So, and then you are not able to convince the HR, you are not able to convince the hiring manager, you do not have the relevant experience. So hence, the goal here is of today's session is how do we do skill development? Some of the myths I'm going to talk about, some of the gaps that we all have as human beings. How can we gradually take that initial step, have a realistic time frame, and some of the things that I would really want to also tell that there has been a culture of like get into a course of 2 weeks, get yourself trained, go look out for a job, you'll surely get a job. All these are the myths that is going around, which should be discussed, I feel. Okay, and then based on this only, I have mentored a lot of people. I'll continue mentoring a lot of people, and this is the what do you call the uh, the core mantra or core philosophy that I tell everyone. So today I'm going to discuss the same thing, and this can be applied for anyone if you are really serious about getting your career at the right track. Just planning out, just saying that you have enrolled for the course or even paying does not guarantee you success. So there are a lot of things that we will discuss in today's session. Okay, so let me erase this. Any questions before we move on to the next one?
Ravi, I think what you spoke is even though there can be a stagnant for some period of time, when there is a market is picking up, I think that is where we should have acquired the skills much before when things are very stagnant. When market moves, I think we should be able to go with the wave.
Yes, Absolutely.
Yep, yep.
So the next topic here is again, why do we need career growth and skill development? Why is it crucial? First of all, it is crucial because IAM or cyber or any domain is evolving rapidly. Post COVID, we have the uh, AC and BC, right? So before Corona and after Corona. Okay. So now, after Corona, things have, I mean, moved rapidly, especially the security landscape. Okay. So now what does that mean? It has moved rapidly. Everyone says, right? Like there are so many post articles here and there. IM is evolving, IM is growing. That means organizations have to be at par with the situation, the threats, the challenges. Okay. So one second. Can you mute Santa?
May- Maybe Arti, you can put it yourself on mute, Arti.
I'm sorry for that.
So that's fine. Okay. So IM is evolving. There are a lot of security threats hovering across organization, compliance, and all of this. And evolving and rapidly growing in the sense, hackers are not going to stop, right? They are not going to say, okay, the engineers have not taken up to a certain pace. So let them learn Okta, let them learn ping, let them learn security, and then we'll hack. It's not going to work in that way. So that is the reason if organization wants to grow compliance, security, improve all of this, who's going to do all of that? It's our job. Now, if someone is coming up with a requirement saying, okay, with Okta or with SailPoint, they should have a security knowledge. Now you're like, okay, I've just learned SailPoint. I don't even know anything about security. That is where the gap lies. That is what you should try to cover. Here, I'm just giving you an example. Okay. Staying stagnant in a dynamic industry is risky. And coming back to one of the point, the moment we talk about the term risky, that means we are not we are prone to recession. That means the moment recession hits, okay, a list of people who are just doing operations, 10 people. Okay, how do we save ourselves from recession or control this? Okay, let's have just 5 people. Okay, but then we do have some crucial task. Who can do that? Find out 2, 3 people in that who may upskill, but there will be a many people, a lot of people who do not want to upskill, who have never upskilled in last 4 years. So, anyways, they're not going to upskill. Let's have these 5 team members. Let's remove the other one. That's where you become prone to recession. Okay, and that's where you should not be stagnant. Continuous learning keeps you relevant in the job market. That's what I just discussed about. So, some of the skills that you should be focused. So this is how you develop your career. But what are the skills that you should be focusing? Solving breaches. Let's say you read an article. You may everyone likes reading security articles, right? We read about the recent Beyond Trust uh, breach that happened and all the breach. But how many of us here actually sit and understand how it has been solved? We really like sharing it. We really like forwarding it, reposting it. But okay, that is for social awareness and responsibility to spread awareness, which is good. But cultivate a habit of sitting and understanding what would have gone wrong there. And I'm telling you what to do next. First, go through that breach. Okay, go through that breach. Find out or research about the root cause. What was the root cause? Where did it start? Okay, what was the gap? The first thing you can do from here is identify a list of items, 2 to 3 gaps. Immediately discuss this with your team lead if you are an engineer or manager or director, saying, hey, this was the reason. Are we protected? Okay. And that question itself will create a lot of question in your internal team, will kind of improve your image first thing because you're the one who actually went through it, found out the root cause. And then when you find this internally, 50% chances that 50% you would have solved it already, or 50% you would have not. Now, this 50%, I always like that there are gaps and these things, because this 50% will make me or help me with my growth, skill development. Because now I found out step one, then I'll be working with a team who's going to fix it. Now, imagine the amount of exposure you are getting. Okay, same. There will be a lot of companies that may be given fine for not doing compliances. Find out, see which compliances. It could be SOX, GDPR, HIPAA, what is it? And be prepared, right? One of the thing, now some examples here is, I see a lot of companies, they wait, do some basic audit and wait for the companies to perform the audit. And then next year they're like, okay, fixing SOX, fixing GDPR and all. Why don't we come up with the list of things maybe from Jan onwards, maybe this year, you talk to your leadership and say, why don't we talk to the auditing team and ask them for the list of things that they would be auditing after 6 months? And why can't we have a project where we start fixing them? At least you'll be 80% better. And the next year, if you start practicing this proactive way of fixing audit findings, right? I'm telling you, first of all, your organization will hardly have to have those panic attacks in the year end, right? Your whole team will have sleepless nights. You'll save all of that. Okay. Then governance challenges is again, you find out. So these are all ways in which you can develop your skill. This is how you can develop your security, identity security skill, compliance skill, governance, configuration skills, or technical tool skills, right? Now, let's say you did this in 2020, 2021, 2022. With one tool, you still had almost three points every year that you have written. Isn't this skill development? Did I spend 1 rupee or 10,000 or 15,000 anywhere to learn any new skill? One is identity, compliance, and again, deep dive of tool. How many of you feel this is also one of the way we can develop our skill? Or how many of you don't feel that this is a skill development? Yes, no. Any answer?
Yeah, I think it's yes. I believe.
Anyone? Senior folks?
Yes, of course. Anything which is adding to my knowledge in this
Yes.
department.
Maybe Ravi, I would put it as when I started my career, I'm a hardcore developer. Okay.
Uh-huh.
As I move on my career ladders, so then I want to differentiate myself with the unique skills.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I was part of management, then slowly I want to move towards specialization where I can really add value. Maybe that's how I moved towards. Now I'm part of compliance and risk space where I face all the regulators. So that way, it really makes our role very unique, and we are really adding value on what we spend our time. Maybe that's how I look at it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Santa, for that insight. But anyone who feel that this is the right way to add skill. So do you think you guys spent anything here? Any money that you have spent here in gaining this skill?
Yes, Ravi, you are absolutely right. Like, uh, what I used to do, like I'm trying to do in my new company also.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever there was a breach, right? Just you mentioned like beyond trust, right? So as you said, right, I will go to understand how the breach happened. Prepare a short, a small PPT on it. I will discuss that with my
Mm-hmm.
team members. Okay, so that they have the knowledge like how what is happening around, right? They should be aware, right? Just we are not just working on request, attending the meetings, but
Hmm.
what is going on around there. The PAM world, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I have tried this practice, and it has really helped me. Giving while giving interviews, I also share this such type of incident which happened. Okay, and this gives uh, puts a bigger impact on the interviewer, that okay, the person doesn't only have knowledge about how the tool works, but
Hmm.
what is happening around the industry. Yeah, so I would say yes.
Thank you, Pankaj. And that comes under the skill of educational training or awareness. So if you all remember, there will be one part in your job description, right? Have you being a part of the member who have trained your juniors or trained your colleagues? So this is where that skill comes very handy, where he not only went and learned about the breaches, upskilled himself in identity security, but at the same time improved his communication, improved his training skills, making sure now this will automatically portray him as a team leader or a senior role cadre, right? Not like someone who's just simply sitting and doing things, but they are also trying to show other people. So again, uh, kind of a not a technical but a non-technical skill. Okay, so that is one. Now, eventually, we all know once we spend time and effort and learn through these ways, okay, automatically career growth will be there, because one of the example that Pankaj gave was based on this, he can portray it to the interviewers. And now I'm just asking you a question: how often people will do this that Pankaj just mentioned? Very rare, like, so automatically you are one out of the many people who just knew CyberArk. But then this guy is like CyberArk, breaches, again, identity security, then training the people, leadership skills. So there will be multiple rounds in various companies. So he has by default cleared all of this. So that eventually will lead to career growth. Okay. So that's one point. Now let's move on to the other one. But hope this was clear. Any questions from anyone? No? Okay. Now, how now let's talk about development, further more detail about how do you start this. Okay, now I just have one slide here. Let me share my screen. And so this is one of the best way which you can start your skill development. So far we all know, okay, yes, agreed, during earlier middle. Okay, great, thank you very much, Mrs. Santa, for sharing all this insight. So yes, and that's how we grow individually in our organization also, right? So now let's talk about some realistic way of doing it. Okay, and you guys can make notes and then ask me questions, right? The first is now focusing on developing a skill development plan. Okay, personalized plan. First, whenever we all talk about projects and discussions and all of this, we do this in every project. A lot of the time we do road mapping session, this that. The first thing that we do in every project, that but we forget to do it in our own life, is gap analysis. Okay, the first is you should start off with gap analysis. Can anyone tell me what a gap analysis is? What are the two things that you need in a gap analysis?
Current role and future role.
Yeah, current skills and your future skills. Okay, simple, put all of this together. And you don't need to have a big goal that one day I'll become an architect. That's a very long term goal. Okay, always start with a short-term goal. Simple. Short-term goal as in after 1 month, I will know Octa. After 1 month, I learn SailPoint. Now there also break it down. SailPoint has so many modules. SailPoint is just realistically plan out. Okay. And sorry, I'll go there later. So first is knowing your current skill. Just make a note of it. Okay. And then where you want to go. Short-term goal. Okay. Let me. Okay. So let me share. Hmm. First is, let me improve the font also. Set a goal. Simple. But that should be a short term. Okay. And it could be learning anything. Okay. Let's say learn PowerShell. Okay. Now, after this, some of the things that people do is learn PowerShell. They'll go to YouTube, find a video, 4 hours, or sometimes 35 videos, all bundle. Okay. One day out of, again, enthusiasm, 1 hour, 1 hour, full enthusiastically. Next day, anyways, they are exhausted. 30 minutes Wednesday. Then it goes to 20 minutes, then 10 minutes. Within 1 week, they'll give up PowerShell. Okay. No power to do PowerShell. Okay. So that is an ideal. And these are the things that I've heard from people. Okay. Now, here, what I recommend is first of all, don't be too aggressive because let's discuss a little bit of biology. Okay. Everything that we learn is through our brain. Okay. Brain has neurons. We all know that. Okay. Neurons have patterns. Okay. Now, pattern formation takes time. I'll ask one question. I hope a lot of you here, male, female, of our learners would have gone to gym, right? How many of you have gone? Just I need few yeses,
Yes.
right? Now, if I translate this into the gym world, okay, first day you want to, let's say, improve your bicep. Will you do 20 kilo? Then next day,
No.
do you do 10 kilo? Then you do 5 kilo. Then you do 2 kilos. And then you stop. Is this the pattern in the gym?
No, no, it is reverse.
Reverse, right?
Starting from low. Yeah.
So, again, a strange observation that I have seen is when we try to, now, why do we do this? Because we are building muscles. Okay. And we all say, right, muscle memory, right? Everyone, I think, gym folks, you would have known we have something called as muscle memory, and you're like that stretch and squeeze, that is the memory that your muscle should know. And then eventually, if you're doing 1 kilo, after a month, you will be able to do 5 kilo because your muscle is building memory. Along with memory, what is it building? Power, strength. Every one of you agree with this?
Yes, agree.
Yes, no. You can put it on the chat anywhere if I'm going wrong. You all agree with this? That this is ideally how people work in gym, right? Let me see. Okay. Now, when it comes to gym, we follow the right order that, okay, let's start with small weight, lift little bit of weight, then do improve the muscle memory. It increases power, strength, give the body rest, sleep on time. So many good things that we do during the gym world. But the moment we uh, go to skill development or learning anything. We do the reverse way. Here also we have neurons. If we talk about muscle, it is replaced by neurons. If it is about memory, here we have patterns. So muscle memory needs time. Neuron pattern forming also takes time. Pattern formation in the sense, let's say you all are familiar with Teams and Outlook and reading emails and all. Suddenly, I'll give you a new document which talks about astrology and numerology, astronomical or robotics. First day, confused brain, right? Like, what is this? Suddenly, it was like, "Hi, hope you had a good time," or we were reading emails. The project pipeline has been completed. We'll get back to you. Suddenly, different terminologies. So that forming those pattern or understanding that takes time. Similarly, the muscle memory also takes time. So the first way is always, even if you have all the energy in the world, still not more than 15 to 20 minutes. If, then this is for people who have not upskilled or not learned any new tool from last 1 year. Okay. If it is more than 1 year, please don't try this more than this at home. It's very risky. Okay, you'll be bored. I mean, and I would also recommend sometime even if it is 10 minutes, 20 minutes, that is fine. 10 minutes you have done this, you have achieved that day. Very good. You are able to read or sit in front of your laptop, sit in front of the YouTube, listen to the video for 10 minutes. You have like achieved something that day. Okay, keep this for 1 week. And in case if you feel okay, it's 10 minutes is too less, 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes, have one target. Okay, fine. This is first week. Now, second week, definitely, automatically you will feel like, okay, going for 20 minutes. Go for 20 minutes. And in this first week, what are the topics you should be doing? Just remember one thumb rule. Fake it until you make it. Okay, this may sound a little bit off, but you have to fake your brain that you actually know Okta. So that means pick up some random topics, some of the basic topics. 1 week, just pretend that you're sitting and doing something, sitting and doing something, sitting and doing something. And I'm telling you guys, these are some of the things that, again, I've personally experienced, personally tried. And sometimes when I take a long gap, I have not been able to do it. And I've asked a lot of people to do it. They have come up to me last year and given their feedback. So you have to pretend that you're sitting for 15 minutes or 10 minutes. Just fake it. Your brain will automatically start. Then that is the first week. Second week, notes. Anything that you're learning, now have a diary and start making notes. This is the week where you really don't have to fake it. You are actually sitting because now your brain is like, okay, 15 minutes, this guy is anyways going to come and sit and do something. That's what brain is thinking. Okay. So now you actually start making because the focus point is on now. Brain is not going to disturb you now. Or brain didn't get tired in that 1 week. It's like only 10 minutes. No, it's fine. Okay. You have to fool your brain. Then now focus on the actual topic. Okay. Third week is when you slightly increase, maybe 20 to 25 minutes. Okay. Same thing. Just start making note, start studying, do some lab. By this time, you'll get some habit, right? And that's where if you see, how many of you have heard here about the principle or it says, right? If you do something for 21 days, it becomes a habit. How many of you have heard that philosophy in videos and all? Just put up a yes. Okay. Hmm. Okay, great. Now, if you count first week, 7 days, 7 days, 7 days, isn't it 21 days, right? That's how you now sit and now do your 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, or even 1 hour every day. Because now your brain has formed the pattern that the terms are familiar to you. You have the habit of sitting and actually writing, scribbling something. Okay. And getting into the habit of maybe getting up early or maybe during the office hours, wherever it's like fixed. Now brain will be like, okay, this is a normal thing. It will start supporting you. The only catch is you should not let your brain know that you are lifting something heavy. So the way we follow it in gym, we started with small, gradually we go, change, see a little bit of transformation. Your muscle will become tight. You'll start getting a little shape after 2, 3 months. Here it will not take too much of time. Here you'll start learning. But a lot of the time people will do the reverse way. And people have told me actually. It's not like I'm telling on my own, my personal experience, but at the same time, people have told me that yes, Ravi, I tried first day 1 hour, then and they're like, I'm not getting time, Ravi. How do I do? Because now they have set up things in their brain that okay, I have to sit for 1 hour, then only I'll be able to do. But here I'm saying just 10 minutes. So. And again, anyone who's like, okay, Ravi, I still do not have 10 minutes. This is a myth because I was just looking at one of the research, right, which says the average screen time now, thanks to the smartphone of everyone, or a lot of people globally, right, is close to about 3.5 hours to 4 hours screen time. And this is like average or somewhere towards the lower end. People go to up to even 6, 7 hours. So even in that 3 hours where we have a screen time of 3 hours, 2.5 hours, this is just taking out 10 minutes of that. Okay. Any questions? Anyone wants to add anything here? Hope this is making sense.
Yes, Ravi.
Okay.
Yes, it
Anyone?
is.
Okay. Anyone who wants to add anything here? Okay. Now, uh, so this is all about setting goals. And again, you would have set the goals, you would have prioritized the skills, chosen the resources, created a timeline. So this is a general thing everyone will do, right? But what will you do after? How do you create a timeline? This is what I just discussed. So your timeline should be break it into small thing. First week, just sit in front of the laptop. Practice sitting in front of the laptop, just listening to that video. Let's say maybe a video from Ask Me Identity, Okta Admin podcast, or let's say Chris teaching about SailPoint. Okay, so just keep it in front of you. 10 minutes, done. Go and do your other work then. That week you don't have to study anything. Okay. Again, this is for specifically for people who have not upskilled from almost a year. There are people who are constantly learning, and all for them, they can start. Their neurons are already in that pattern. So for them, I mean, it should not take too long. Maybe 1 week of, if it is a completely new skill, new domain, let's say someone from cloud learning, IAM, someone from IGA learning access, 1.5 week is good enough, provided they are learning there also. They are constantly reading articles, they are doing this and all. Okay. So for them, it should take just 1.5 week because they don't have to fool their brain. Their brain already knows that, okay, every day this guy is spending 30 minutes in reading, writing something. So you just have to replace that 30 minutes of reading something else to now reading your what you are actually doing. And that is how you create a working timeline. Okay, a working timeline where you are executing and you will be able to see the results. And I really want, again, people to try it out. And minimum 20 people should come and tell me next week that after a week, things have worked for them. Okay. So another thing is while you are doing this, track your progress. Let's say you said, I want to learn SAML or I want to learn about provisioning in SailPoint. After a week, see whether you have learned that or not, right? Or discuss with mentors, discuss with colleagues, discuss with people who have helped you. Okay, set up a time aside with them and say that, okay, this is what I thought and I have learned this. one of the important thing, right, is seeking feedback. Simply going and telling that, let's say, hi Ravi, I wanted to learn this, even though I might have not told you, but simply going and telling that, okay, Ravi, I've learned this. Can I tell this to you so that I know at least whether I'm right or wrong? Okay. You tell me, I'll make those improvements. You'll go and fix it immediately, done. That topic for that, you have actually spent your time wisely in that week. If you seek feedback, or else you learn something, you would have spent time. You would have done that 10, 15 minutes, while everything and all. But how do you know whether you have learned? Yes, if you are going through a trainer mode, connecting with the trainer, you can check with the trainer. Okay, but if you have doing it on your own, or even if sometimes you have trainer, just make sure you have someone whom you are checking your progress. And again, for people who have not studied for an year, if you are able to make this Monday, like next this Monday to the next week, to let's say Friday, successfully sitting 10-15 minutes, go and give a pizza treat to your friends or families. Because definitely from a time where you have not done anything, this has been one of the most productive week in not your office, not in your personal life, but in your professional life. This is the first time you have studied for yourself, and you should be proud of that. You have done something for yourself, your own uh, growth. You have actually worked in it. We all every day work towards organization goals for our families. We try to do a lot of things, but how often do we think about ourselves? Like, okay, this is my dream, that I want to be this. How often do we work? So if you have taken action on that week, feel proud about that, and then move on to the next one. So surround yourself with those kind of people who are actually trying to help you grow, or who are growing themselves, right? Pankaj is there, Atul, you can connect with him, understand about him. Then we have Sushant, who has recently joined a course. Talk to him. I know his journey also. There has been a lot of challenges in between last year and all, but finally he has decided to take that step. So understand from them. Ish, if you see one of our lovely community uh, member who has been us with almost an year. I know his journey when he was at a stage where he was definitely confused, trying to change, but not able to know. And one of the main thing that helped him was upskilling. I simply told him, like, here is, I did the gap analysis. Like, here is by these are your skill. This is not going to land you a job. Add these. I told him a training institute. He went, he got trained, he got certified. After that, and throughout the journey, I used to stop him. Please don't apply for job. Please don't apply for job, because he may lose that opportunity. Once he was ready, he applied. And guess what? He got selected in CyberArk, right? That's definitely a huge thing to get selected in a product company. And now, if you see, he has like, he's writing continuous posts. He's so motivated. And I know 2024 Jan or Feb how he was. And this year Jan, where we are since December, he has started this 40 days of sharing his IM knowledge, and he is on his maybe 17th or 18th day. So imagine someone being at a confused stage to a point where they are now sharing their information. Pure knowledge can only do that. And again, right
Sorry,
guidance.
Ravi, can you tell me the name?
Isht, ISHT
Yeah.
Gupta. Okay. Isht. Okay. He's currently working in CyberArk. So there are people who have taken the right step, right? And again, I'm telling you, uh, out of 100, 20 people, 20%, but here at least I want this group to be going out there and upskilling and um, learning, and then trying to do something for themselves. At least 2025, make it a year where you are achieving goals that you have dreamt of. Yes, anyways, you'll do organizational goals. Anyways, you'll take care of your family. You'll have your son, your daughter, your friends, your relatives. They'll have their own goal. They'll come ask help. You will help them, no doubt. But sit and put, like 2025, this is what I want to become. This is my dream. This is my goal. This is what I want to do for myself. And create an image. Like, what one thing that I have done is, if this is, let's say, Ravi in 2023, I drew a 2020, maybe 5 or end of 2024, let's say, and I wrote all the attributes that I want in this Ravi to have. Okay. And if there were six, now I can say proudly that it has gone past that. It is almost 8 or 10 things that I also never realized that if I get this six things, automatically there are 2, 3 things that got added in my personality. And that's how I was looking that this is what I want to become. Okay, it could be personal, technical, non-technical, but start with the technical. Automatically you'll grow. Okay, I never imagined that I'll be doing a session. Okay, where so many senior experienced folks will be attending it, and I'll be confidently delivering things, right? So this is how you should look. Yeah, Pankaj.
Yeah, just want to add that, like, whatever goal you want to achieve, right? Make a picture of it and just stick it around the place,
Mhm.
around your workplace, so that every day you see it. Okay, so that will remind you to stick to that. Okay,
Yes.
somehow, knowingly or unknowingly, you will see it every day. So that's
Mm.
what I have been following. So I think, yeah, that will help. Yeah,
Initially, we have to push.
yeah.
We have to fake our mind, our brain to thinking that, okay, Pankaj or Ravi has already achieved it, right? You have to create a picture in front of you that, okay, this is the guy I want to become. Now, aspire for that, aspire for that. And at least for a few weeks, just try to fake it. And then automatically it is just a timing thing, right? And things will be in the right place. So let me go back to the other slide now. Let me just a sec, sorry. Okay. But so far, hope everything is clear to everyone, right? Any questions? Okay. Moving on to the next one. Very important myths that I want to discuss today is the first myth that I've heard is experience is enough. Okay, I have 10 years experience. I think that is good enough. But people do not realize that yes, experience is good, but skill matters the most. You cannot, let's say, I'll just give an example. Okay. Ping has multiple versions. Okay. And maybe 3 years ago, they were using 7 or 8. Okay. And after 3 years, so in 24, you are applying for a job. Yes, you have 10 years of experience. And the interviewer is like, and this organization is using 11 version. They're like, we are on 11 version. Can you tell me some difference and all? That person cannot say, right, that okay, I have used 7, 8 version in my organization because his or her organization did not upgrade. That does not mean the world will not upgrade to new version. This is one small example. Okay. Similarly, there are connectors. There are various use cases that a lot of organizations are improving because your organization did not improve or upskill or had budget does not mean when you come out in the interview world they will not be doing it. They will be expecting someone to handle a system with who has experience on 11 version. And if your skills are outdated, experience is not going to help. Okay. Second thing, certificates are a waste and it is too costly and all. Partly I agree, but at the same time, it will also validate your expertise. Okay, it kind of gives you a slight advantage, and especially companies in SI companies, okay, where uh, now the customers would look for certified professionals. It's not like these guys are saying that we'll only hire. A lot of the time they do not look for certifications, but a lot of the time there are projects where they have got it from an ex-customer, where the customer is looking for certified professional, and when they go out in the market, the requirement is okay, he or she should have certification. Now, if there are 100% of the jobs in which 70%, let's say 30% are looking for certified professional and 70% are not. If you do certification, you are eligible for 100%. If you don't, you are eligible for 70%. So I leave it to individual to decide which category you want to fall under. Okay, but again, not just totally focusing on certification. that I'll do certification, that means I'm good enough. That is also not the right way. First, focus on skill, develop, know in and out, and then you go approach for a job. Then you say, okay, now let me to improve my employment, do that certification also in that same domain. So that at least for the reason of certification, I should not be not selected. That should be the approach. Okay, so another thing is don't just first go. I see a lot of people who is like, Ravi, I want to do certification, and my question is, how many, I mean, what's your years of experience in this tool or something? They're like, I'm a new guy, but then I see the market, they are looking for more certification people, certified people. Yes, true, but the base foundation is skill, tool, knowledge. On top of it, you should have certification. Just having this will not say that, okay, you know tool also. Someone who knows the tool can be certified, but it's not necessary that anyone who is certified will know in and out of the tool. So focus on this. Okay, I'll answer this, Rehan. Then another thing interesting. I learn everything on the job. This is also the biggest myth that I've seen. Yes, one reason is people don't want to spend, and there my logic is simple logic, and I hope everyone can do that. 5 to 10% of your CTC, whatever is your CTC, let's say if it is 10 lakh, okay, 50,000 to 1 lakh, keep it aside. Okay, not every year, at least when you are planning to switch, or when you have joined a job where you don't know the tool, or you, let's say this year you are planning to switch, keep this much amount aside for upskilling yourself. Okay, this upskilling will guarantee you quick job, let's say job interviews, because now you have skills which is relevant, so you'll be given quick opportunity, uh, good pay, because if you go with your existing skill, you may be getting that requested hike, or that hike that you are looking for, but this 1 lakh will result that additional 3 to 4 lakh, or I'm just giving a number, okay, or maybe additional 20% of the hike, because you're like, okay, I know the skill, I know I have this skill, I'm a certified, so certification also will have some cost, so you are paying for that also. That automatically will give you that extra 20-30% hike. And again, these are tried and tested methods. If anyone wants, they can try first without upskilling and then with upskilling. They will automatically see the difference. And these are some of the things that I have tried throughout my career. I've told people maybe in 2020, 2021, from last 3-4 years, few of them, they have tried, they have seen the results. That yes, if they just add one skill, let's say they learn Okta, they have been working in Okta, and they just learn Ping Federate from somewhere. Now they are going out in the market, and they did some lab and a lot of good amount of research on their own, and they are good enough. Okay. Now when they go out and say that okay, they know Okta and Ping, and definitely someone with two knowledge, two tools knowledge, uh, and someone with just Okta, you can only tell me who will get more hike. Or even if they don't give more hike, this guys is employable in other companies, right, with better roles, because now this he or she has two skills. Okay, so that is where, if you can, 5% is good enough as a thumb rule. If you can and want to learn more, do certification. 10% is the thing that I have been applying throughout. 10% of CTC, not every year. Every year if you do, that's very good. I do it every year almost. Some or the other I'll do, like security or here, and like 6 months courses I'll do, 3 months courses I'll do. I'll be learning few tools, and does not be that 50K you spend everything. Maybe one course worth 10K, certification worth 20K, then another course worth 10K, and that year you are good enough to spend just 40K. Very good. You don't have to like, okay, now what I have to do with the 10K? Fine, you have saved. It helped you in the helped you achieve your target in 40K. Very good. But sometime if it goes to 60K, fine, fair enough. Again, if it is in that window. Okay. And trust me, you will see immense results with this. And that is how we, as a country, also, right? In India or whichever country you're working in, you will be able to improve the quality of thinkers, learners, and IM professionals or cyber professionals. Because now, why I'm doing all of this? Uh, one of the main reason is coming back to my previous question. Hackers are not sitting there and saying that, okay, let these guys upskill, let them learn SAML, let them learn security, then we'll attack. Those guys are on a mission to break things. But when we sit in front of our laptop, we are not on a mission most of the time. We are doing it maybe for the sake of career, for family, for job, for money, for financial. That's it, right? But they are sitting there to break, sitting there to destroy. So can we add even that 10% of purpose in our life where we are like, fine, whatever the organization doing is good. Let me find out and stop those guys. And in order to do that, let me learn. I'm telling you, when you change that perspective, right, things becomes interesting. I've done that a while ago. And for me, it's not, I'm not logging in for my job. I'm trying to see how I can save that organization. Constantly, I'll be thinking, okay, can we do this? Can we do that? Uh, if there is an attack, I'll try to understand. I'll try to see what could have been the reason. Go back and try to tag it. No one is asking me to do any of those. I do it because, going back to our previous discussion, I want, as Pankaj said and Santha sir said, right? I want to challenge myself. I do not wait for organization to come and tell me that here is a challenging project, do it. I don't do that. I will find challenges, see where all gaps are. I'll go and see, okay, this is the status from here to from A to B. These are the list of challenges that we have to do. Let's take it. Yes, organization support is important, but very rarely I'll see an organization where you go and say that you want to improve something and they will say no. Automatically, when you go from that state to A to B, right? Trust me, you're adding one very important thing in your resume now, which, if people are not doing this, usually people don't do, a lot of people do not add that in your resume because who's going to tell them? Right? But if you go find out, do your research, improve, take your organization from state A to state B, that goes in golden words in your resume. Automatically, again, how you did it? If I have to go back to the graph, okay, let me share this. You all can see my screen, right? Whiteboard.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll tell you how all of that worked. Okay, so you fine. First, what you did, you maybe you would have spent some time, some money, okay? Some, let's say 10K, 50K, whatever is the amount. Did some course, okay? Because of this knowledge, you then got to know that there is some information lying around, okay? Let's say you got to know about hackers and all. You use this information, you told your organization, hey, there are 10 things that we can do to improve our security. They implemented 3 things, okay? Nothing to be sad about because eventually you did research about the 10 things. All the 10 things would go in your resume. Few as a successful project, few as things that you have done. You don't have to tell them, right, that you have done or you have not done. Three things were accepted, but other three things, seven things you have done your research. Now, let's say there are 1,000 people for 1,000 IM professionals in Bangalore. Okay, maybe three would have done this unique way of spending and learning. Okay, everyone will learn, but how many of them will implement? And two people implemented. Two people got the knowledge. Other one guy dropped off. One guy did all of this journey. Okay, now only that one guy has so many things in the resume. When they go to the HR, you have a bundle of stories to tell. You did this, Cyberark, you learned this, you did this. Now, if you go and let's say their average hike is 45%, you're like, I need 60% or 70%. There will be companies, and I'm telling you, which will say, "Ah, we cannot do it." But now you're not in the panic mode, right? Where you're like, okay, I have to jump and all. Because you have that unique skill, which even if there are 1,000 people out of which 50 are applying, others did not even knew that there is something that you have to take. Imagine your credibility here. Automatically, whatever you ask, sometimes you'll get more than that also. And this is not the thing that is there on papers. I have tried this same journey myself, where I enrolled 2 years ago in the IIT Kanpur program. Again, I'm not recommending you go and enroll that. That was my way of upskilling. And then in between, I've done a lot of upskilling, which has helped me grow from a maybe salaries in, let's say, tens or between 10 to 20 to almost 3, 4, 5x, 6x times. Okay. And again, a lot of the people will say, right, you switch more, you get more. I did not do it. Simple. I mean, today, Pankaj was quoting about the Dangal um movie line, right? I want to quote about the movie line from Three Idiot. Does anyone remember? It's a very famous line.
कामयाब
And
बनो,
that's
सक्सेस की तरफ मत भागो,
yeah.
right?
But किस पे फोकस करना चाहिए? Where you should focus? Focus on
स्किल डेवलपमेंट
Yeah.
काबिल, right?
काबिल बनो.
अब ये ध्यान दो, सक्सेस झक मार के पीछे आएगी.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
So eventually, what does that mean? You focus on your skill, right? Automatically, career growth, personal growth, everything will fall behind. And I have told you how you should focus on your skill, what are the myths, how you actually sit and plan your skill development, why skill development is required, how much of your desired percentage that you should be spending, and what are the results. Okay, so let me see if I have anything else. Myths I have already covered, and some
I
of
think
the
the
yeah.
5 to 10%, it's an investment, but actually it is not a spending. Maybe that's
Yes,
how
yes,
I
yes.
have programmed my mind, where
Mm-hmm.
I'm very comfortable to spend that, or sorry, I comfortably invest that money to get my bigger returns as hike.
And thank you very much,
It's my own
Santa.
personal experience, I would say.
No, I would
Definitely,
actually
it
want to
worked. Yeah.
articulate in that way only, and I like 200% agree. And it should not be spending; it should be an investment. But thank you very much for putting that. It is an investment, and strangely, we all, a lot of us, kind of spend our money on stock market and all. Uh, One thing, again, an observation is: do you guys spend, let's say, some amount, right, in stocks? Or do you guys do not spend and still wait for a whole 1 year and expect return? How many of you spend and then expect a return? And how many of you don't put anything on any of the stock and still wait for return? Anyone? Okay, let's do a polling. How many of you spend and expect for a return? On stocks. This is on stocks. If you guys are on stocks and stock market and all, you can put a yes on the chat. If you are spending, okay, Pradhimi, you don't spend, you don't expect. Fair enough. Anyone who spends
Yep.
on stocks, okay, Vaibhav, which is a normal thing, right? Because only if you spend, then you expect the return. But strangely, on our upskilling journey, I don't know why do we have that philosophy. We don't spend, but we expect a return. Somewhere we have to change that mindset to, and again, spend not only in terms of money, but also time and effort. If all three things are well structured and well spent, time, money, and then the right effort, guarantees, I mean, success is a guarantee there. Because eventually you're focusing on your skill, and the kamyabi, the success will automatically follow you. Okay. So with that, I will stop sharing and then open up myself for any question queries. And I hope you liked today's session, and I hope this would have given all of you a good bump, a push to your journey for further in 2025. So any questions, feedbacks, inputs, anything from your side? Hope it's
Uh,
yeah.
this
Go
is
ahead. Go ahead.
a great session, I would say. Means the first session I joined, from the date I joined the group, why not I am. So this is the first session I joined, and this is very insightful and helpful, I'll say. Thank you, Ravi.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Pradyuman. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pankaj.
Yeah, Ravi, thanks for that session, right? It serves as a template, whoever wants to upskill herself or himself. But like this is a template, and please feel free to edit it according to your strength and weaknesses, right? Everybody is different. Okay.
Mm.
Like personally, I'm very slow learner, so I will take time to learn anything. I will take my own sweet time. Okay, so everybody can personalize this. Okay, but you have set a right template, Ravi. Thanks.
Thank you, Pankaj. Anyone else? Thank you, Bhargavi. Thank you, Abhijit, Jafri. Thank you, Vinod.
Ravi, here means as session is very informative, just means want to clarify. So here most of we are doing all our BA work, office means work and all this. There we are working on some maybe one or two tools. Okay. So along with our BA work, considering the market strategy, we should also learn some additional tools always. Means can we say this is a thumb rule? Additional
No, no,
tool.
no. Not necessary. Because I'll tell you why not necessary is, let's say you are working on sale point. Okay.
Hmm.
Can you clear any interview that you get in front of you in sale point now?
No,
No,
not
right?
like this. No.
So why don't first make sure that
Mm,
whatever tool you're working, right? You
yeah.
should know everything around that. First is whatever is happening in your organization, whatever has happened, let's say
Mm,
upgrade, configuration changes, connectors here and there, right?
mm,
Make
yeah.
sure you know all of this. First thumb rule is you should know your organization structure very well, because when you go out in the interview, they will
Mm,
not say, okay, you tell me what you do in Wipro if you are working in IBM. No one is going to say that, right?
yeah.
Simply they look at the resume. Okay, you have done this in your organization. Can you explain this? And there is a thumb rule there. What, why? I mean, we'll talk about the interview prep all, but what, why, and how. What you did, why you did, how you did. Your question answer should be around that only, right? So, first goal is, do you know everything that is going in your organization? Not
Yeah.
what you are doing. Because if you are doing BAU, there will be developers, there will be engineers, there will be architects.
Mm,
Start to grab their knowledge. Okay.
yeah.
That
Mm,
is the first thing. Once you're comfortable with the tool, and that itself will sometime take an year to year also, right? And that
yes.
is also a good way of adding a lot of skills. Now once you're comfortable and you're like, okay, I've done this, so okay, first stage is knowing that. Second stage is, now you have known the tool, you know the base template, you know your what your problems your organizations are facing, what two three innovative things that you can add out of your own knowledge to help the organization grow.
Mm.
Okay, it could be on compliance, it could be on automation. You may learn DevOps and add DevOps in SailPoint and do something which is automating a lot of things.
Yeah.
What is that? That is second stage. Use your knowledge to improve your uh, like gain something and then improve the condition of your organization. Again, no one is going to tell you to do this, no one is going to force you. But just keep in mind everything that you're doing is going not in your manager's or your team member's resume. Whose resume all of this is going?
Yes. Correct.
Your resume only, right? So do it for yourself. You love learning, you loved doing something, do it. You may
Yeah.
fail, they may accept, they may not accept. Do your bit and then keep it in your resume. After you constantly do this for 1 year, automatically you'll see there are so many things that you have done. Forget about success, fail. Can you not write all of this in your resume and like completely change the way your resume looked 2 years ago, right? Here, did you? Yes, if you do not know about the tool that your organization is working completely, I would immediately recommend first you upskill yourself in that tool.
Yeah.
Because see, if you, I mean, you cannot become like Virat Kohli by just attending or looking at the IPL whole year, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Similarly, like Tajir was not built in a day like that.
Right? And
Yeah.
then we cannot be an expert by
Mm.
just going into the stadium
Mm.
and watching Virat Kohli's matches for 365 days. Do you think we'll be playing same like Virat Kohli after 366 days? Just every day you're going in the stadium and you're watching him. Every day you're watching him. You have seen his square cut, a front foot, here, drive, everything you have seen. And after 366th day, I'll give you a bat. Will you be able to play like that? No, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You need to get onto the field. So just
Mm.
because your architect is working does not mean you will be able to grab everything from there. First is you need to know the tool,
Mm.
right? So no go now there you have to go out, learn that tool, then come inside prepared. And now you will be able to play front foot, you will be able to play in India, in outside everywhere, right? Because now your base is clear.
Yeah.
And now if you go to an architect, they'll say, okay, I did this, things will be clear to you now. Or else it'll look like some different language. Okay,
Yeah.
so first, definitely focusing on what you have. That's what all of this boils down to gap analysis. What you are, where you want to go, what is the gap? Fix that gap first. You don't have to learn any other new tool unless until. So right now there is so much of shortage of SailPoint engineers, Ping Federate engineers. I know a lot of people would have been working in SailPoint and Ping, but the level of requirement now versus the skill, there is a huge gap because everyone is just doing their BAU stuff and not aspiring to be an engineer. Even people who are working in engineering roles, they are also not up to the mark. There are so many positions lying around. I um, posted, hardly one or two people will reply. In that, they will, few people will not even understand the requirement, right? So, first fix your current role,
Mm.
learn everything that is there. After
Yeah.
that, next step, you can connect with me and you can tell me. And then, based on what you have done, I can guide you, right? Because again, it'll be very generic if I tell you learn a new tool suddenly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Ravi. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Sushil. Any other questions?
Maybe Ravi,
Yes.
maybe what I understand is the crux is the job is market is there. We need to upskill and we should be ready to eligible for that particular open position. Then we can apply and get it, provided we bridge the whatever the gap what we aim for, right?
Absolutely. That is the current situation because jobs are there. I mean, I literally have stopped referring because I don't have any profiles, like to be honest, right? Because
Uh,
in Okta, they are looking for Okta ASA. In CyberArk, they are looking for Conjure also. In Ping, they are looking for Ping Fed and Ping Access both. But everyone started with a journey and they stopped there. They are like, okay, I have learned Ping Federate, but somehow, again, no one wants to invest. Even if they are investing, I would not say no one wants to invest multiple times, but a lot of the time there were people who would have cheated them. Some company will say that, okay, we'll train you in 2 weeks. They'll take some self-paced videos. It has happened to me. I mean, 2 years ago when I took self-paced from one of the company, they gave me 5 videos of ping directory, and 1 month I followed up with that company that I know 5 videos of 30 minutes is not ping directory. Give me the entire complete suite. After 1 2 months, I stopped following up. Then I also could not learn further, right? So a lot of the time these things also leads to people not believing, and that's where I recommend talking to me or pinging me does not take money or effort or time, right? Just ping me and tell me this is the institute, Ravi. I have found out, or if you want me, I can recommend. Okay, that way, at least I can guarantee that he or she will not be cheated. And if someone wants to tell me that, okay, Ravi, this is a good institute, I have taken recommendation from people and when they go through the training, and so that I can recommend others also if someone is really doing good. So now, at least through the community, post it in the group itself that, hey guys, I'm going through this institute. Anyone has any recommendation? Try to use this community in that way, but don't stop learning. Yes, there were time where people were doing a lot of back end training and scamming and all, but at least now it won't happen because that was one of the core of the community also. Because so we really want people to get the right guidance from the right people. But that is true, Santa. I mean, opportunities are there, but then yes, I remember if you would have seen Dhanu, who just posted in the Sale Point group, he is the head of IAM at Augis. Okay, and he has been looking for a ForgeRock architect from almost 7 months now. No one. I mean,
Okay.
now
Okay. Mm.
ForgeRock architect, that too, will have to go to Riyadh, will earn great. I mean, a full-time position. Okay, but where are the skills? So, like that, I mean, there are many positions floating around. SailPoint, Ping Federate, like 2 3 tools they would need, but that's a reason. And I really want, right, like people like our community should be vibrant enough to say that, okay, I got placed here, I got placed there, I learned this. Like, accept the fact that upskilling is required and put yourself into that fire. You'll definitely come out becoming a diamond. So with that, if you do not have any questions, we can wrap up. I really want to thank all of you for attending. We really had a great audience and we'll grow more further. And I really wish all of you a great 2025. Next week, we have a session, I think, from Abhishek, who has a YouTube channel. He is doing an amazing job providing free videos on YouTube on Pink Federate. So he'll be taking a continuation of the previous session. So he'll have 1 or 2 sessions. We'll also have really good podcast with some of the CEOs. And now the podcast will be all video podcast. So you'll be able to see me, the guest, and definitely events and a lot of things coming up. So, with that, I'll wrap up today's session. Thank you and have a great week. And I really look forward to everyone upskilling and pushing themselves further.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Ravi.
Thank you, Ravi. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you, Ravi.
Bye.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Ravi.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.